Is your financial situation looking like this? On one side, there's the small pile of your monthly income, just a molehill. On the other side, a mountain of expenses looms over you, threatening to swallow up your paycheck before it even hits your bank account. It's a tough place to be, but the good news is, it's not impossible to overcome. The solution is simple. You need a budget. A budget is a powerful tool that allows you to balance your income with your expenses, even when you're barely scraping by from paycheck to paycheck. By putting together a realistic, workable budget, you can relieve some of the stress caused by financial uncertainty. With a little patience, diligence, and some tough decision-making, your income will meet your expenses head-on, and you'll feel more in control. But how can you create a budget that works when you're not bringing home a lot of money? The key is applying the same principles to budgeting, regardless of your income level. Tracking where your money goes, making mindful spending choices, and cutting back where you can. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, those principles become even more critical. Unexpected costs like a medical emergency or car repair can be devastating without a financial plan. However, with the right budget in place, you can better weather these storms. Step 1. Understand your financial situation. The first step in building an effective budget is understanding exactly where you stand financially. You probably already know that your bills outpace your income, but how did this situation develop? Understanding this is crucial to getting back on track. Start by breaking down your monthly income. List every source of income you receive: your regular paycheck, any side gigs, government benefits, or even small passive income streams like interest or dividends. Remember, for budgeting purposes, you should only account for after-tax income. Next, list your expenses. Begin with the essentials like rent or mortgage, utilities, water, electricity, gas, transportation, car payments, fuel, or public transit, and any debts like loans or credit card payments. Review your bank and credit card statements for any other recurring costs. Then, list out your non-essential spending, which could include things like eating out, subscriptions, Netflix, Hulu, etc., entertainment, and shopping. There are many budgeting apps and tools available to help you categorize and track your expenses, making this process easier. By the end of this step, you'll have a clear picture of where your money is going, and a much better idea of how to adjust your spending habits. Step 2. Create a realistic budget. The word realistic is key here. Many people give up on budgeting because they set goals that are simply too ambitious to achieve with their current income. When you don't meet your unrealistic expectations, it's easy to become discouraged and abandon the budget altogether. To avoid this, start by setting goals that are achievable given your current income. For example, don't expect to save 30% of your income in a month if you're struggling to cover basic expenses. Instead, aim for small, steady progress. If you're trying to save, remember that building up your bank account is a gradual process. If reducing debt is your goal, start by focusing on paying down small amounts, and celebrate each milestone. Setting achievable goals will keep you motivated and on track. When it comes to cutting expenses, prioritize necessities first. Fixed costs like rent, insurance, car payments, and utilities are typically non-negotiable in the short term. Your budget should account for these first before addressing discretionary spending. That's where the real decision-making happens, figuring out which wants can be scaled back or eliminated altogether. A popular budgeting approach to consider is the 50-30-20 rule. Allocate 50% of your income to essential needs, housing, utilities, transportation, 30% to wants, entertainment, dining out, subscriptions, and 20% to debt repayment and savings. If your income is limited, you may need to adjust this to a more conservative approach, like the 70-20-10 rule, which prioritizes needs even more while limiting discretionary spending. Step 3. Cut unnecessary expenses. To make your budget work, you'll need to make some tough decisions about where to cut back. One of the most effective ways to approach this is by asking yourself, is this a need or a want? For example, paying for a premium cable package is a want, not a need. Substituting it with a more affordable streaming service or cutting it entirely can help free up money for other essentials. Similarly, treating yourself to takeout every week may be a want. you can reduce in favor of cooking at home, which is usually much cheaper. Even some of your needs can be adjusted. Call your insurance provider to see if they offer lower rates or discounts. Look into moving to a more affordable apartment or house. Consider walking or biking instead of using your car for every trip. These small changes can add up over time and make a significant difference in your monthly budget. Step 4. Increase your income. While cutting expenses is essential, it's also important to consider ways to increase your income. Look for opportunities to make extra money, even if it's just in small increments. If you have a hobby or skill, consider turning it into a side hustle. Do you bake cakes? Make jewelry? Offer freelance services like writing, graphic design, or social media management. Websites like Etsy, Fiverr, or Upwork can help you monetize your skills. Additionally, consider part-time jobs or gig economy opportunities like Uber, Lyft, or food delivery services, where you can set your own schedule. If you have time between your regular work hours, you can take on extra shifts or side gigs that bring in additional cash. If you've developed expertise in any particular area, consider teaching or tutoring others. Step 5. Save and build an emergency fund. One of the most important elements of financial security is having an emergency fund. Unfortunately, only about half of Americans have enough savings to cover 3 months of expenses. This lack of savings is especially detrimental for low-income earners, as unexpected costs like medical bills or car repairs can be catastrophic. Start small. Even if you can't contribute 10% of your income, setting aside a little bit each month will make a big difference over time. Consider automating your savings by having a small portion of your paycheck directly deposited into a separate savings account. You can also use apps like Acorns or Capital, which automatically round up your purchases and transfer the spare change into savings. When you receive a windfall, like a tax refund or gift, consider putting some of it toward your emergency fund to give it a boost. Step 6. Manage debt wisely. If you're carrying debt, your budget should be designed to help you pay it down strategically. Not all debts are equal. Prioritize high-interest debt, like credit cards, over lower-interest debts. If you're struggling with multiple debts, consolidating them into one payment with a lower interest rate might make it easier to manage. If you're being hounded by collection agencies, don't ignore them. Sometimes, negotiating a payment plan or settlement can help you reduce your debt load. Financial counseling services can also help you develop a plan to manage your debts and avoid falling further behind. Step 7. Utilize community resources. Don't hesitate to take advantage of local support programs designed to help people in your situation. Food banks, housing assistance, utility bill assistance, and job training programs are available through local nonprofits and government organizations. Many communities also offer free workshops or educational programs that can help you learn new skills or improve your employability. Step 8. Utilize government resources. There are several government programs designed to support low-income individuals and families, including SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, provides food benefits to help with grocery costs. Medicaid offers free or low-cost health insurance for qualifying individuals and families. LHEAP, Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, helps reduce home energy bills. TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, provides financial assistance for families in need. Research and reach out to local agencies to learn what resources are available to you. These programs can help ease the pressure on your budget and free up resources for other priorities. Conclusion. Budgeting for a brighter future. A well-planned budget is more than just a tool for tracking income and expenses. It can help you break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, reduce debt, save for emergencies, and ultimately create a path to a more stable financial future. But a budget doesn't work if you're not committed to it. It requires patience, discipline, and the willingness to make tough choices. Your budget will need to evolve as your financial situation changes, so regularly review it and make adjustments as necessary. With consistent effort and a strategic plan, you can take control of your finances, overcome obstacles, and work toward a brighter future, regardless of your income.